Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a mid taper. And as you can see, it doesn't have the best corners, but we're going to work with what we got at the end. So first, we're going to start off with the neck taper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip the hair up just so I can see what I'm working with. I'm going to grab my trimmers and I'm going to set my first guideline in. If I had to recommend a trimmer, I'd definitely recommend the Sabres. These are really nice, in my opinion. Don't worry, I'm going to get the neck hair at the end. Now I'm going to grab my clipper and I'm going to have my lever open and I'm going to go up an inch. Now one thing I recommend is making your lines really neat. It'll just make it a whole lot easier for you. Now we're going to close our clipper and we're just going to go up and we're just slowly going to open that lever. And as we're doing that process, that line is just going to fade out. So as you can see, it's closed and we're just going to slowly open it. And you can see that line's coming out. Now we're going to grab our one guard and we're going to go up an inch and making sure everything's nice and neat. Now we're going to close that one guard and we're just going to soften that line up. Now we have our 0.5 closed and we're just going to go up. As you can see, I opened it up just to get that transition nice and smooth. Now don't forget to move your client around. There's a reason your chair moves. Y'all can see the taper starting to form, so now we're going to grab our 1.5 guard once we get done with this detailing and everything. Now we're going to grab our 1.5 open and we're just going to flare out. And as you can see, that 1.5 is getting it pretty good. So what I got now is a one guard closed and I'm just going with the grain. The reason I'm doing this is just to get rid of that darkness. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to line it up. Now on a regular day basis in the shop, this would be real simple just to do. But since I'm recording, it's a little bit harder just because of the camera angle. What I'm going to do though is grab my one guard again, closed, and I'm just going to go down with the grain just to get rid of that darkness again. As you can see, he already knows the process because he's already leaning his head before I even did it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip my trimmer to the side and I'm just going to curve it. Making sure to make that thing super sharp. So I'm just going back to make sure it's really round and basically clean up all the loose hairs. Now I don't go around the ear in one go. I typically connect it. I'll show you in a bit. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set in my guideline right there. I'm going to grab my clipper, lever open, and I'm going to go up fingers width. If you want to go thumbs width, you could do that too. Now we're going to grab our clipper and we're going to have it closed and we're just going to go up. Now we're not going up all the way, we're just going up slightly and then we're just going to slowly start opening that lever. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my clipper and I'm going to have my 0.5 closed and I'm just going to go up slightly. Now we're just gonna open it and we're just gonna flick out and try to get rid of that darkness. Now we're gonna grab our one guard closed and we're just gonna get rid of that dark line. And as you can see, it's not fully out. So what we're gonna do now is just close it. And I don't have my guard all the way on his head. I'm just really using the corners right now. This is all corner work right now just to get rid of that darkness. So this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna connect it now. So I'm gonna pull his ear a little bit down. I'm gonna mark it. And as you can see, now I'm gonna flip my trimmer over and I'm just gonna really connect it. So I did end up going back and detailing a little bit. So I do always recommend detailing at the end just before you line it up. So now I'm gonna do the C cup or the curve or whatever you want to call it. Alright, I'm gonna show y'all something. So when I first started cutting hair, my hands were pretty shaky, and my hands are still shaky till this day. I don't know why, but they are. So what I do is I always make sure my fingers are on my client's face, like in this right now. Now the reasoning for that is basically just so my hands can be real steady while I'm doing lineups or just anything. And in the video you can see me using my left hand also just to make sure it's really still. So what I'm doing now is I'm just dragging it just to get that curve real nice and crispy. And as you can see, me having like my knuckles / fingers on his face really helps. Look how sharp that line's coming out, dude. That curve's pretty sharp. So what I did now is I used my white pencil and I just went and outlined it just to make it pop. Now I'm gonna grab my trimmers and just do his vertical bars. So what I did to this side, I did to the other side, but I'm gonna show you, he doesn't have the best corners, but we're gonna work with what we got. He does have a really dark center. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in the middle, and we're gonna work our way to one side, and then we're gonna work our way to the other side. In this next clip, my client's about to smirk, and you know he's probably thinking, man, he's about to get me right. So once I get done with this side, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. So I'm gonna start in the middle again and just work my way to the left. As you can see, we got my boy looking right again. And so just to make this haircut really pop, just for YouTube, we're just gonna add some enhancements. As you can see, he's looking right. Definitely got him back in the game. Man, look at that, that thing's sharp. That thing's crispy. As you can see, this is how he came in. He needed a haircut. As you can see, he agrees, and this is how his haircut came out. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'm out.